Hi all, it's that time again where I showcase my setup. I know it's been a while. I have been really occupied, but I was also waiting for a couple of things before I kind of made a video about this because there were hiccups along the way. But this is how my setup kind of looks right now compared to how it was previously when I initially moved. The wooden frame there, the table, was not a great uh, provider of audio, and it kind of muffled all the audio, and it also enhanced it in such a way that I was not able to hear it properly, for one. The other thing was because it was so loud, it used to really go across this specific hall, go outside to the floors below. And that was also partly because the subwoofer was directly along with the wooden table, and I did not know it would make such a big difference, but turns out that is what really happened. It's working fine now. I was only using one subwoofer, but I have kind of started using both. I'm using it at volume 15, which sounds good. I've always used at volume 15, so it's good. There's another addition. I finally went ahead and bought a media player, which I will be covering in a future video. But this is actually by Zidoo. It's Z9X 8K, but we'll talk about it in another video. This is more of a setup video. So this is how it looks from behind. So when you kind of sit, I have a recliner. I initially had two, but I kind of resorted back to one because this is not able to provide a proper base like what your normal sofa cum bed provides you. So what I went ahead and did was I kind of made the whole setup look a scenario where four people can sit at least there. If you're skinny like me, four people can accommodate, or else it's three, and then plus one where a recliner. It's at least 4 or 5 members can watch. And I've also placed my kit, which is a rare surround kit, in a place where you can really hear the surround. So it's no longer above, it's actually near your ear levels, which will also help you give the atmos effect properly. I've done the same thing to the other side, it's the same. I've also used the basic plastic, casing so that the wires are not visible, which kind of gives overall aesthetic to the room when you really look at it from far away. And you also look at the setup, it is pretty decent. I want to put this in the middle, so if it is just two or three of us viewing, I'd rather push this to the side, and that way you can kind of have a centered experience. That said, this is wall mounted. The whole setup is kind of wall mounted. I had a specific wall mount for my TV, then I also bought a wall mount for the soundbar. I did run into trouble, but I also had my previous mount system setup. So this is not part of the original one. This is something I had already brought previously and I used it to patch it up. So from behind, this is actually more like this. This is adjustable. You can, kind of tilt it to the left, you can tilt it to the right. This is in such a way so that if I'm just using my TV from here, the viewing angle kind of sets in, and the soundbar also gives you the center channel, straight directly towards you, which felt good on the longer run. So I just went ahead with this. But you can also kind of extend this, which will come closer up until here, I would say. And you can also push it to the left, or you can also push it to the right, so the TV center, instead of being there, would come closer to here. But that said, the cable management was a bit stressful. So what I went ahead and done is I've just put everything behind. As you can see, it's just pile of cables down. Now with all that pile of cables, you actually can't see anything from the front except for the ones near the router in the edge, which is not that big of a deal. I've also put my laptop here. So what I've done is I usually stream everything. So my laptop is here. My hard disks are all here, and I can definitely stream everything from my hard disk to my Zidoo player right there. I also have a USB port. If you can see, that is a USB port which is also connected to my Zidoo media player. Here you go. So if at a point I want to just disconnect and play directly from my hard disk, I just disconnect, pop it back there. That will directly give you the access. It took some time, but I was able to finally land to a spot where experience, the audio and video experience are kind of good. And I've also done some acoustic treating. So that's just some of the foam panels. I've also done some kind of soundproofing behind as well. There are some panels and cloths. It took some time, but I did that. This is kind of customizable, so I've just velcroed it all the way. If you want, I want one window to be open, but that one stays put. So I've just kind of again filled it out with clothes so that you get an experience that is, really decent and not bad. Again, that's a curtain which is like a blackout curtain. So this and this are proper blackout curtains, and it is also thick. It's from Story Home, I guess. I'll just attach the links. It's good. These are all custom made. So the recliner is custom made. These cushions are custom made. I wanted to have a decent texture to it, and that's pretty much it. This is how my overall setup now looks. If you have any questions on how to make this work, if you want to know any of the products that I use, or if you just want to understand how to start this process, or how you can eventually be in a space where you can build a home theater setup, you can always drop a comment and I'll be able to help you. But that's pretty much it, and I will see you all in another one.